Yo, 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 yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It is a Monday. And man, it's been a very disappointing weekend for so many fan bases out there. I know Vols fans are absolutely heartbreaking. Ole Miss fans are confused that the AP had Georgia ranked over Ole Miss only if these teams played actually on the field. And we got chaos brewing over in the Southeastern Conference. It has been a wild, wild weekend in the National Football League. You know we're so lucky on Monday. We get Jake Crane from Crane & Company. We're going to talk all the things about the SEC. Who's going to make it into the college football playoff? And right now, I will tell you, everything is looking a little bit crazy, confusing, and somebody from the SEC is going to be left out. And I'm talking about somebody really dead-gum good. And there is going to be one disappointed fan base. Tennessee, Texas, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Georgia, Alabama, Texas. Who's going to get in? Not everybody. Not everybody. And we could have a whole lot of SEC teams at the end of the season 10-2. That team that makes a championship game could get the third loss. And then chaos will ensue. Again, the Longhorns right now, when you look at them, their schedule this year has not been very, very impressive in any way. It's actually been pretty pathetic. But they still have all kinds of things that they can do to take care of their business. And I will tell you right now, if you just kind of look around the country and you look at the AP and the AP top 25 and what have certain teams done? Well, when you look at the SEC, every single one of the teams that are up there, weakest schedule, 38th in the country. You look at some of the other teams and their schedule across the country, and it doesn't even look, they don't even match. I mean, we're talking about, again, an Indiana team right now, way up there. Now, they do play Ohio State, but Indiana, their schedule this year, they're 10-0, they're undefeated, you can't complain, but that's the 106th toughest schedule in the country. There's not a SEC team that ranks below 38th nationally in strength of schedule. Colorado 73rd, SMU 86, Boise State 76, Notre Dame 82nd. Bye BYU, by the way. I did appreciate that. Chaos has ensued almost all over the country, and a lot of people are also wondering out there is, why are the SEC getting so much love? Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe because the SEC is the best league in the country, and there should be more college football spots for them. I mean, right now, let's just be honest. Big 12, ACC, whoever wins their championship game, yeah, they're going to get in, but do they deserve anybody else? I don't think so. When you look at the AP rankings, by the way, Georgia and Oregon have three wins. Georgia and Oregon, the only team in the country that has 3 wins against current top 25 ranked teams. Alabama has 2, so does Boise, Kansas State, LSU, and Ole Miss. And then ranked teams with 0 top 25 wins, that would be Texas, Indiana, Miami, SMU, A&M, Colorado, Clemson, Army, Tulane, Arizona State. Congratulations, by the way. Kenny Dillingham's doing a damn good job down there. UNLV, Illinois, and, of course, Wazoo. College football playoff expansion. Has it made it exciting? Sure has. And we're getting ready to speak with little Jake Crane. Crane & Company, he's going to come and join us, try to iron some of this stuff out, because right now everybody is confused. But one thing I can tell you, Georgia doesn't care if you wear the color orange. Like, your orange powers are useless against the Bulldogs. They slapped Clemson 34-3. They beat Texas 30-15. And they got Georgia and Tennessee at 17. Now it is time to talk with my good buddy, Jake Crane, who joins us from Crane & Company. Jake, it was a wild weekend, man. That Tyson fight, the Paul fight was nuts. What we saw on Saturday and Sunday, nuts. How are you doing today, brother?
Oh, man, I'm doing great. It's just every Every weekend, there's no such thing as a bad slate when it comes to college football. We always say that, but it's just amazing how every weekend has that. We haven't really had like a weekend of chalk. Like, it's just every weekend that there's been a couple big upsets, some things we didn't see, which is awesome, and it makes for some really good discussion down the stretch. And, what Kansas did to BYU this weekend, and, obviously the Georgia-Tennessee game, and Florida and LSU, it's just it's insanity, man. But it's the best type of insanity.
It is the best type of insanity. We could have a lot of teams in the SEC at 10-2 at the end of the season. SEC, team that goes to the championship game could have their third loss. You got the Longhorns, A&M, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, Ole Miss. Out of those 6 teams right now, which fan base should be the most nervous about possibly being left out of the college football playoff?
I think every one of them should be a little bit nervous. Because outside of Georgia, Georgia finishes 10-2 with that schedule and the wins they have. They've got to be in it. But I think every fan base outside of that should be nervous. I think if you're a Texas fan, you should still be a little bit nervous because if you lose this game at A&M and you get that second loss and you don't have any ranked wins, there is a lot of better-made cases in front of you, whether it's Tennessee, whether it's obviously A&M who would have won that head-to-head, whether it's Alabama, and whether it's Ole Miss. So I think another thing that makes this amazing is every fan base should be a little bit nervous, but every fan base should really understand this weekend you need to root for your team. We all know that. But outside of Texas A&M and Notre Dame's fan base, you're all Army fans this weekend.
Army fans knocking off Notre Dame. What about you big Ohio State fans if you're the SEC? Does the SEC need Indiana, who has the 103rd ranked strength of schedule? Yes, they're 10-0. Do they need Ohio State to wax them by 3 touchdowns or more?
Well, yeah, you either need one of two outcomes. You need Ohio State to beat Indiana to death, or you just need Indiana to beat Ohio State. You don't need Ohio State to beat Indiana 27-24. If they're going to beat them, they need to run them out of the gym, or you have Indiana beat Ohio State, and then you're looking around at Ohio State like, okay, well, who have you guys beaten? Now, I understand the cachet that Ohio State has. I understand the cachet that Texas has. But when you look at some of these other teams, their brands are almost just as big. So it's either Indiana beats Ohio State and then plays Oregon in the Big Ten championship, or Ohio State drowns them in a small puddle of water. That's what you need to hope.
Now, Tennessee fans, I got a bunch of family members. I got half my family loves Ole Miss, the other half loves Tennessee. Everybody likes Memphis a little bit, but, Memphis never plays in a championship game, and Tulane's going to be back there for the 3rd straight year. Not even going to get in that. But when it comes to Tennessee, that second half, the Vols look like all season long they've been a terrible first half team. Always look better in the second half. I felt things were going pretty good for Tennessee, and it just feels like the wheels fell off. A lot of calls that didn't go their way. Very, very, very close plays. But damn it, it was Georgia and it was Carson Beck, who's looked terrible over the last 6 games, that after those first 3 and outs, he looked like a completely different quarterback, like the one we expected. How painful was that loss, and the fact that Tennessee couldn't even put him any points on the board in Georgia in the second half?
Well, it obviously hurts because now if you're Tennessee, you really don't feel like you control your own destiny. Now, you can make an argument against that, but here's the difference. And literally since the second half of the Bama-Georgia game, I have been begging Mike Bobo to go up-tempo because that's the only time where they've really had success. And if you watch the Tennessee game, when they started going fast after they'd get that first down, that's when they started getting Tennessee to jump off sides and they hit those free plays. That's when it took a lot of the thinking out of it for Carson Beck, and I think it slowed down Tennessee's pass rush. That was the difference. Tennessee could not get to Carson Beck, and once they figured out they couldn't get to Carson Beck, they tried to play more coverage, and that opened up the ground game, and Georgia was able to start chipping away. And on the other side, when you look at the way Georgia was playing Tennessee, yeah, they weren't getting pressure all the time on Nico. They obviously got way more sacks than Tennessee did. But when you look at the way that Georgia was able to kind of put Nico in third in passing situations and then play their 2-man and run their games, the tone really, really changed because Georgia was able to really put some pressure on Tennessee's offense to score where Tennessee just couldn't take the ball and go run and hide. But make no mistake, this game, like many games are, was won and lost at the line of scrimmage with the ability to run and rush the passer, and Georgia was able to do that, just like Florida was in the Florida LSU game, and LSU wasn't.
Kind of makes me a little bit nervous for also Ole Miss fans. After Florida's impressive win this weekend over LSU, the Rebels have to go down to Gainesville and have an 11 a.m. kick. Florida it's been a while since, Ole Miss has walked in there, top 10 team in the country. Florida's messed them up a few years. Billy Napier looks like he's got his boys playing a little bit better, but Ole Miss is a 10.5-point favorite. Are the Rebels going to just be able to go out there and out-physical them?
Well, as far as like what you wanted to happen in this game, I think it just determines or is determined by the prism you view it through. If you want to play the worst Florida team possible, you're obviously upset because they don't have that kid from the Zoom
Yale
show in there playing quarterback anymore. But if you're an Ole Miss fan that was worried this could be a trap game or whatever, it shouldn't be a trap game because every game is an elimination game now for Ole Miss. But I think Florida doing what they did against LSU was a gift to Lane Kiffin and this Ole Miss team. Now it's impossible to overlook them. And how they did it to LSU, you don't have to convince any of your players that this isn't going to be some walk amongst the tulips. So from the point of view of we're going to
That was Jake. Check on him, make sure he's had a little phone outage. But I will say everything that's going on in the SEC is absolutely buck wild. But if you look at the Big 12, the ACC, it's just as confusing as everything else is to me. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know who the best team in the Big 12 is. Is it Colorado? Is it BYU, who just lost? Is it Kenny Dillingham and Arizona State? Them boys been playing good, won 3 straight games. Big 12 is very murky. Don't think there's any chance they get 2 in, and I don't think that there's any chance the ACC does either. SMU Mustangs, right now, 7 straight wins. Clemson's fighting back up into that bad boy, now 7-1 in the conference. And the Hurricanes sat idle, didn't do much, didn't win, chilled. Louisville's fallen off. I don't know which is more, like which conference actually is worse. Is it the Big 12 or is it the ACC? I don't trust any of those teams. Over in the Big 10, I am a huge believer in Oregon. I still believe in Ohio State. Penn State, who dominated this week against Purdue, who's not any good. They're looking like they're going to sit right there. But again, they lost by 3 touchdowns. What up, Jake?
Hey, man, my fault. It dropped the call for some reason. But I don't know what the last thing you heard. I was just saying that, if you're an Ole Miss fan, I think Lane Kiffin got a gift the way that Florida beat LSU because now there's no way you're going to sleep on them. But to be honest with you, I think this Ole Miss team's mature. I know there's been some games, you go back to the Kentucky game and all that, and it was a struggle. But I think this Ole Miss team is going to get up regardless or not. The thing is with DJ Lagway, you're going to have to find a way to get him off of his spot because we know with that hamstring he's not as mobile as he usually is. But he did a really good job of extending the play from inside the pocket against LSU, and that's something that can't happen.
Best team in the ACC, is it SMU?
God, as the only guy on the planet that picked SMU to play in the ACC championship game, I sure hope it is. But I want to sit here and say Clemson. I do, but after that Louisville game, and then obviously you look at what happened against Louisville, against Stanford, I don't think this Clemson team is as physical defensively as I had hoped they were. But then you look at Miami, and Miami barely even exists defensively. So I guess if I had to pick the best team in the ACC right now overall, I would still probably say Clemson. But I think the biggest question is who's number 2. And the funny part is it's probably going to be the second and third teams overall that play in the ACC championship the way it's looking.
Over in the Big 12, who do you trust the most? Right now, Deion Sanders, what he's been doing, Travis Hunter, he's a madman. Shador's doing his thing. Could the Buffs, if the Buffs do make it to the Big 12 championship game, is he coach of the year?
I don't know. What Signetti's done is incredibly impressive, even if they lose to Ohio State. I think there's a pretty good chance to get it. And listen, Kalani Sitake at BYU as well, and then Kenny Dillingham.
Man, Arizona State, wow.
If you have watched Arizona State in the previous couple of years, you understand the rebuild that it was going to take. And for them to do this, and guys, I think they're going to beat BYU this weekend. And if they do that,
that's going to put them in Colorado in the Big 12 championship, which is absolutely insane. But look, we know who Prime is. We know the brand that Prime is. So I think it'd be very hard if they won the Big 12 championship to not give it to Prime unless Indiana beats Ohio State. And then you might as well wrap that thing up and put it in the shipping box and send it to old Kurt Signetti's address there in Indiana.
Man, he's been tearing it up, but it's going to be a big win this week. Ohio State, Indiana, a lot of great college football still left to be played. Everybody's paying attention to the College Football Playoff Committee. What are they going to do tomorrow night? Who knows? We'll find out then. But I got to ask you before we jump off college football real quick. I know that you're not nearly as old as I am, and that means it's a blessing for you. But remember, when I grew up, Mike Tyson was the baddest dude on planet Earth. First 19 fights, won 12 of them by knockout. Dude was ridiculous. Seeing him at 58 years old and then Jake Paul, that was some of the most disappointing things I've ever seen. And the sad thing is I almost feel like they killed boxing. When is boxing ever going to come back to life?
No, you were having to give it CPR, and you were hoping, if you're a boxing fan, that this Tyson Paul fight, could be your defibrillator that brings it back to life. But after that, first off, Mike Tyson, and I understand you get tired throughout a boxing match, but Mike Tyson in the first 15 seconds looked way different than the rest of that fight. Something smells funny to me in this one. Like Jake Paul, we're giving people credit for beating up old people now. So if I walk into a nursing home and just start punching people, am I going to be able to fight on Netflix? That Jake Paul-Joe Biden fight's going to do incredible numbers. It's just absolutely sad that we're to a point now where we let dudes in women's sports and we let people beat up old people on Netflix for money. I think it's dead. And you know what? If that's what the product's going to be, then bury it. UFC's way better anyway.
Over in the NFL, I just got to big it up. You know Bo Nix pretty well. Had him out down in Auburn, went out to Oregon. My man started more college football games than anybody else, period. He's old, he's mature. And all of a sudden right now I'm thinking to myself, Jaden Daniels was running away with the Rookie of the Year. But don't look now. Sean Payton and Bo Nix, they're playing out of their mind.
Oh, they really are, man. It's been incredibly impressive. And I think, listen, that experience helps. When you can basically play for the same amount of years in college it takes to get your doctorate, then I expect you to be a little bit more ready. Now, Jaden Daniels is a little bit different, but when you look at just the growth from Bo Nix throughout the season, there's a reason Sean Payton targeted him early and really wanted him in a draft class that was full of really good quarterbacks. But a lot of it is the situation you arrive in, right? When you look at what Drake May has at the Patriots, compared to what Jaden Daniels has at the Commanders, and then what Bo Nix has at the Broncos, you got to really kind of put that into the picture. But I tell you, man, these young quarterbacks in the NFL, I'm really excited about the future. Just like I'm excited about these young quarterbacks in the SEC that we're seeing. Lenora Sellers, obviously Nico, going down the list of DJ Lagway, of young players and I still think Jackson Arnold at Oklahoma has a chance. So it's a great time to be a young quarterback in the NFL because the game has kind of changed.
Over in the National Football League tonight, we got Monday Night Football. I know you're going to be listening to Crane and Company today. It's the best sports show going. Make sure you check that bad boy out. It is absolutely off the charts. Follow Jake at JakeCrane_. And again, we have another game. I love to get your pick. Do you have a feel one way or the other? Right now, Texans are 7-point favorite over the Cowboys in Arlington, total 41.5. You got any feel?
I don't think the Cowboys could win an inter-squad game right now. So give me the Texans. I know they've been down. The injury bug hit them. Nico Collins is coming back. But this Cowboys team, it's a disaster. It's an unmitigated – look, there's been years where the joke was the Cowboys would do well in the regular season and then fall apart in the playoffs. Well, now they can't even do well in the regular season. So I'm going to take the Texans. As far as the over-under – why would I sit here and believe that the Cowboys could score enough against the DeMeco Ryans coach defense? The only way the over is going to hit is if the Texans score 30 points. And I don't know if the game flow is going to kind of lend to that. So give me the Texans. I tell you what, a Joe Mixon anytime touchdown score is a nice play, too.
Oh, Joe Mixon anytime touchdown score. I like that. This is Jake Crane. What you got coming down the pipe this week? What are y'all working over there at Crane and Company?
Dude, we're dropping our top 12 today. the right top 12 in college football. Going to be previewing all the big games this weekend. Really only the way that we can do it, getting down into the nitty gritty. Going to be talking obviously some Monday Night Football, some NFL as well. But look, it's hot and heavy in college football right now. We're getting down to what cut time, so come hang out with us.
Man, be blessed. Thanks for your time. I'll be listening all week. That's Jake Crane from Crane & Company.
All right, brother. Appreciate y'all.
That's my homie. Now, we're going to take a quick time out. You know Terry Davis. He's going to join us on the other side. We got to talk a little bit of Tigers. Tigers football did really good. Tiger basketball team did really good. And we'll talk about the Grizzlies. They got a tomorrow's group play against the Denver Nuggets.
Cup, Emeritus Cup.
Mm-hmm. Little NBA.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
A
little NCAA action,
In-season tournament action. Grizzlies took care of business, but we also got to talk about Zach Edey, Draymond Green. So much to get to. Terry Davis is next on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11, here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hi, this is Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roofing. Did you know there are so many roofing companies in Memphis that I don't even know them all? So that begs the question, which one should you choose? So I thought I'd give you a little background about me. My grandfather was a World War II Marine. My father worked for the University of Memphis for nearly 30 years. My mother, a pianist at Raleigh Baptist Church. Seems like forever. I went to Brownsville Road, Craigmont, and Bartlett High School, class of 81. We support the local school systems, youth athletics, and believe in what St. Jude and Le Bonheur stand for. I'm a Tiger and Grizz fan. The point? Memphis is my home. Five-Ash Roofing will be around if you ever have a problem with the service we provide. Five-Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical, with deep local ties in our community. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing is what we do. We're here for you.
You know the great thing about having an event catered by Central Barbecue?
What was that?
They turn any event into a cookout.
You stole that directly from their website.
Well, I didn't expect you to have looked at their website.
I've got events coming up. It's the holiday season, and there's no better way to make things easier than to have Central Barbecue cater it.
They have everything. Box lunches, meat platters, nacho bar kits.
And half and full sheet pans of their traditional barbecue sides. I'm looking at the website right now. You're quoting it verbatim.
Not exactly verbatim.
Word for word. This is a new level of lazy even by your standards.
That doesn't make it any less true. You can't beat Central Barbecue Catering.
It's just plagiarism.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-611-7272. 800-611-7272.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group. Guns, guns, and more guns. Over 700 firearms in stock. Home defense guns, old guns, new guns, used guns, big guns, little guns. Every gun you can think of, Classic Arms has them. All brands like Glock, SIG, Colt, Ruger, Smith & Wesson, Browning, Beretta, Benelli, Remington, Winchester, and more. Guaranteed lowest prices in town. Only gun importer in the Mid-South. Free gun inspections and appraisals and free bore sighting for the upcoming deer season. Shop online at ClassicArmsofMemphis.com or visit Classic Arms at 1740 Germantown Parkway behind Quirky's Barbecue in Cordova.
All the wisdom of the universe is in these bones.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Terry D didn't answer, huh?
Yeah.
He'll answer again. He's always good.
He's prolonging your Care Bear.
Care Bear stare. I believe it. I believe it. Well, a lot of people are probably staring pretty happy after some of the things they saw with the University of Memphis this week. Basketball, easy win over Ohio, dominated, destroyed it, and I almost can't even believe this. I thought Dacus this morning when he was on with Wolo had got into something. And I'm like, what did Dacus eat today? He just said that the Tigers are the number one three-point percentage shooting team in the entire country.
Entire country, sir.
Like, get out of here.
Thought he got into one of your bags or something.
Dude, I did. I was like, man, did this man eat some edibles today? Like, what's going on here? Memphis, man. Hopefully, we'll get some good news continually.
I shoot like 80% against Ohio.
Man, I think it was like 70-something.
Yeah.
It was something ridiculous. And it's crazy to think because you got to remember, if you watched any of the preseason games, you had North Carolina and Alabama, they couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Couldn't hit nothing. And now they're just scoring at will. Like it's going out of style. But yeah, that was a nice big dub by the Memphis Tigers. And I'm kind of curious, man. What do you think about this squad? I mean, it's early, small sample size. Everybody's worried about the depth, but can't really complain about the results right now. You took care of Missouri earlier. You dropped UNLV on the road, and then just absolutely killed Ohio. They got San Fran coming up. That's Thursday. And then, of course, the whole thing gets a little bit hairy because Memphis and UConn in the Maui Invitational, that's on the 25th. So we are getting to the point of the season where it's about to get real. Can Memphis keep playing this way? I sure hope so.
And San Francisco's pretty good, man.
Yeah, San Francisco is pretty good.
They're not, the likes of Alabama and North Carolina, but, they're pretty decent. Tigers got to beat them. They're not going to lose the game themselves.
Dude, they got to beat them. But by the way, can Haggerty and Hunter and Colby Rogers, can they continue to stroke threes like this?
Against San Francisco, yes. I believe the way you just put it, I 100% put it on quality of team they were playing. They're going to shoot the ball like that against UConn and the likes of the Maui tournaments.
Hell, Nick Jourdain was hitting threes.
They're on a heater.
They are on a heater. PJ Haggerty though has been everything. I mean, my man's averaging 25 points a game, 5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and shooting 55% from the field. I don't even know that. That's pretty damn good. And let's not forget this guy get to the free throw line all the dead gum time.
Starts off pretty slow, but once he gets rocking, he gets cooking.
Just trying to get his teammates involved early, maybe. The only thing, though, is like it still scares me, man, is Danger, is Cisse. Are they going to be enough down low? Are they going to be able to give you enough rebounds, defense, do all the little things? Of course, Jourdain, undersized big man, does a lot of that too. But those are some of the things that kind of give you a little cause for pause when it comes to the Tiger basketball team. Again, they play San Francisco on Thursday. That's not till like 9 o'clock at night.
Because in San Francisco, it's en route to Maui. So, play a West Coast game.
I like that, man. Go do a 4-hour flight, then chill, play a little game.
That's why I like it,
do a little
John.
San Francisco thing.
That's why I like it.
Then hop on that bad boy and go to Hawaii because that is a long flight.
I was 100% all about that. That's why we think alike, man. Like, you go over there, you get a warm-up game, you stop, you enjoy Oakland. You possibly go see a Golden State game or something. Get the guys loose before you go over there. So,
man. And speaking of the guys getting loose, Memphis Tigers football team. I don't know if you watched any of that.
Yeah, Blowout City. And they covered. That 14.5, no sweat, man.
No, that was absolutely easy. And then Seth Kennigan, all the numbers and the records that he now holds, not just in the American and not just for Memphis, but like nationally. His numbers are way, way up there.
John, I got something for you.
Let me guess. It's the Care Bear Stare.
There it is, man.
Yo, what up, TD?
What up, my brother?
Man, just chilling like a villain, man. How's life treating you?
Man, it was great, man. The Tigers basketball won, Tiger football won, and Memphis Grizzlies won. That's 3 for 3.
Yeah, they did. 3 for 3. That was a great weekend for Memphis. My question, though, is, and this is why I need the Care Bear Stare, okay? There's a...
Uh-oh, what you got your dog glasses on with?
I got, me. I I sometimes allow things to frustrate me a little bit more than possibly that they should.
Okay.
But
football
man,
won by 20 points, so it ain't football.
it kind of is.
Really? What's wrong with football? You can have a 10 wins regular season win team. You know, I think what's happening is it's almost like in college football, there's championship or bust. Just like the people in Tennessee going to say, oh, we're not going to make the playoffs, so it's a bad season. That's not a bad season. You had a great season. You got to look at it more than championship or bust type season.
The thing for me, what frustrating me is Tulane is going to be playing in their third straight conference championship game. They have a new head coach. Memphis hasn't sniffed the game since 2019, and I guess it's just like, I love winning 10 games a year. I like going bowling. I'm happy. But, dude, can you not get to the conference championship game once?
Yep. And it's really weird because how many losses does this team have in conference?
2.
Right. And it's amazing that 2 losses, and as bad as everybody thinks this conference is, they got 3 teams ranked in the top 25. You know, it's just that other teams they had easier paths and just better roads. If Memphis had Army's schedule, they will be going to the championship. It's just a fluke of a coincidence. Memphis had the harder path than all of the 3 teams, the top 3 teams. They lost to Navy. I know it was a double-digit loss, but really they were driving in the last 3 seconds to try to put it in overtime. If they had gotten the right call in that Navy game, they probably would be going. Now they laid an egg in Texas. We all know that, and everybody has a bad game. But you can't look at it in a microscope. You got to look at it for the big picture. They only lost 2 times in the conference, and they had the hardest conference schedule of any conference team. Just look at the numbers.
I've looked at them, and that Army team
and
again.
Army had a gift. I don't know why Army got such a gift. If Memphis had Army's schedule, they'd be undefeated right now.
Yeah, they haven't really played anybody.
No, they haven't.
At all. But they do play Notre Dame this week, and Army, and I will give them credit for this. They're probably going to, but I don't know if you've been paying any attention just to the numbers. And, again, a lot of it has to do with the fact that the schedule for the Army Black Knights is absolutely soft, but they've only given up 93 points on the season.
But you also got to look at it, too. You got to realize, too, when they give up those many points, it's because instead of having 15 possessions a game, you're going to only have 4 possessions a game. You're going to probably have 1 or 2 a quarter at the most. Because one drive they had 2 games ago, one drive went 13 minutes. 13 minutes for one drive.
That's absolutely wild. And
how can you score if you don't have the ball and the other team's not turning the ball over?
It's a great point. It's a great formula for winning football games.
So if you look at the points per possession, because the number of possessions the Army plays is about a third of what the University of Memphis plays.
Well, the other thing is when I think about this Army team, though, and the fact that they are playing Notre Dame. I mean, Notre Dame, they haven't played anybody in a long, long time. That Texas A&M win was a long time ago. The Northern Illinois loss, I still can't figure that one out, was a long time ago. Since then, they played Purdue, Miami, Stanford, Georgia Tech, Navy, Florida State, and Virginia.
Miami of Ohio.
Yeah, Miami of Ohio, not Miami U. That their schedule is so soft, it's not even funny. And the only thing they have left is Army and USC, and they won't play in a championship game. If they get to 10-2, that almost feels like it's not even fair.
But USC will beat them, though.
You think so?
Oh, I know so.
Golly, I hope you're right.
Oh, I don't. USC is not a good team, but they're playing in a very, very tough
Didn't they just beat Nebraska, or am I crazy?
Yes, they did. But I don't like Nebraska, so every time anybody beat Nebraska, I like Nebraska. I just don't like their coach at Nebraska.
Oh, Matt Rule? Okay. Yeah. Man. When you I know you have to be looking, of course, at the college football playoff as much as everybody else and their grandmother. Is the SEC going to get screwed this year?
No. I've been saying the whole time, 14 teams, Big Ten, SEC.
But right now, think about it. You got Texas, Texas A&M, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, Ole Miss. Right now, all 6 of those teams are technically deserved.
Might be in trouble.
Oh, that would be the worst.
Might be in trouble.
I still feel good about the Vols, and I really do. And one of the reasons is because they have Vanderbilt at the very, very end of the season on the road. Vanderbilt's been a pretty damn good football team if people haven't paid attention to. And Vanderbilt has another opportunity this weekend. They play LSU down in Death Valley. Vanderbilt drops LSU, and then Tennessee beats, of course, like Vandy. That would probably really bump them up again. I don't know, man. I'm hoping.
Okay, check this out, Johnny. Who's going to the championship game for the SEC?
All right.
Give me who you think is going, and what's their record?
I mean, I think Texas, the fact they only have 1 loss.
And who else?
And it's probably going to be Alabama.
How many losses does Alabama have?
2.
So if Alabama goes to the championship game and lose to Texas, what that mean?
That means they'll have 3 losses and they might get left out. But I've always been saying this since the beginning of the year. When you got the Big Ten, you got the SEC, they don't want their the conference championship game to be something that they don't want people to play in. Like, oh, sit at home. We don't want to get that loss. We don't want to get that dub.
You know what I think they should do?
I'm listening.
We're going to hear what Scott said.
Mm-hmm.
I think what they should do, they should expand it to 24 and eliminate the conference championship games.
24. Damn, that
feels big. Because that's
big.
basically the 24th game is 1 more week, and you're playing, instead of playing the conference championship game, you're playing the first round of playoff. Seriously. And that will solve that problem of going to the championship game and spread that money around to all the conferences.
But you got to think about the SEC title game, the Big Ten championship game. That game for these conferences is worth $10, $15 million.
So would that game be? Because one, you got to do a new TV deal for it, and then it's worth more, so you're going to charge more for it. So you make about $10 million off that game anyway.
24. I mean, that means you get the likes of, Tulane
would get it. You'll get the same teams you're getting. You're going to get 6, and 6, and everybody else. 6 SEC, 6 Big Ten, and more teams from the ACC and the
Big 12.
Pac-10, Pac-12, Big 12 will be invited. That's all it'll mean. The big boys still going to eat out of all of that. Just like with the NCAA tournament, the big boys always going to eat because they're the big dog.
Big boys always eat. And right now, some big boys out in Colorado, they've been eating. I'm absolutely shocked about what the Buffs are doing.
You shouldn't be, because last year they had a decent team and they played in a really tough conference. They had a really tough schedule. I said last year they will be bowl eligible this year because the Big 12 is weak compared to the Pac-12 from last year. I knew they will eat more over there because the Big 12 does not play defense. They've never been known to play defense.
No, they really haven't. And man, Colorado just beat the brakes off of Utah this weekend.
Yes, but Utah, you got to look at it too. They are injured duck, and then they would still lose mad about the BYU loss, so they weren't emotionally invested in their Colorado game.
Well, Colorado's got Kansas, who's left, Oklahoma State. The chances. I mean, the Buffs have an unbelievable chance to play in the championship game, and that just absolutely blows my mind. The thing that's interesting is, though, if you notice, Colorado's only a 2-point favorite over Kansas this week.
Only one team from the Big 12 is going to the playoffs.
Yeah, that's going to be the conference champ.
And that'd probably be BYU.
I don't know, man. I could see BYU getting dropped again. They've been playing with fire. I could see Arizona State and what Kenny Dillingham's doing over there make it.
You know, I love Arizona State, but they need a lot of help to get the championship game. If you look at you look at their path, BYU is pretty much.
They play Boise. They play BYU this weekend. That would be. I mean, if Arizona State drops BYU at home this weekend, watch out, Kenny Dillingham.
They play this weekend?
Yeah, I think so. Am I in smoking crack? Is BYU not play Arizona State this weekend?
I don't know. I hadn't looked at the schedule.
All right,
if they play Arizona State in Arizona State, I'm going to be at that game courtesy of one of my friends.
Guess what? I was right. 2:30 ESPN. Number 6 BYU, Arizona State.
What city?
It's going to be in Tempe, baby. They out there.
Hey, you just made my travel plans. I'm going to Tempe this weekend.
Damn. I'm glad I helped you out today.
I'm going to call Brady up and say, Brady, you owe me one. Hook me up.
I like it.
Because I don't pay for tickets.
Oh, I know that. Trust me, I know this. I know this, man. Now I got to ask you about some Grizz, man.
Okay. Who's your favorite new player on the team? You only have 3 options.
New player?
New player.
Wells?
Okay, let me narrow it down for you. Jay Huff.
Nope.
Jalen Wells.
Yep.
Zach Edey.
I mean, I'm still mad. I'm mad at Draymond for trying to mess up my boy's ankle, and I know he's hitting threes. Zede's looking good.
And it's ironic. That's the same ankle that got injured. That's coincidence.
That was a pretty that was just ridiculous. That wasn't a basketball play
by
by Draymond.
Came back and upgraded it the next day. He should have been kicked out for that game for that play, because that was an intentional act. To try to slow the dude down.
Shoot, cause harm. Try to twist his damn ankle.
Yes, that was intentional, which is bad. I'm glad I didn't go out there for that game. But even though I love San Francisco, I'm just shocked that as well as Golden State's being this year, I just knew they would be one of the teams that don't make the playoffs. And when you look at the Western Conference conference right now, it is a bear, man. Because only 4 teams have losing records in the West, and only 4 teams in the East has winning records.
It's totally different. It's also totally different right now?
What?
Trip. I don't know if you know this. Listen. He used to drive me crazy. He's young, but the last 6 games, he scored at least 20 points, had at least 6 rebounds, and at least 2 blocks in every single damn game.
When Ja's not there, Trip is an alpha. When Ja is there, Trip is the beta.
Preach.
Am I wrong?
Nope, I'm not saying you're wrong now, but right now, the way Trip's playing, it's just at a different level, man. We need 2 alphas out there.
But you don't need 2 alphas with this team, because this team is a team. They don't care who does what when. They care about one thing, the dub. Just like I asked Desmond Bain last night, if he was selfish last night, he was 3 assists from a triple-double. He's never had a triple-double. He could have been selfish and said, look, take this, and got a triple-double. Only thing they care about is winning. Because, they still have that scar from last year of winning 20-some-odd games, and they don't want to have that scar anymore, and they want to go to a Western Conference final and the NBA final, and that's the only thing that matters.
With everything that's going on right now, I can't complain where the Grizzlies are at. Game a big game tomorrow night against the Nuggets. There was no Jokic. Is he going to play on Tuesday?
I don't think he's going to play this weekend. No, I don't think he's going to be there. Oh yeah, it is great, because at the end of the year, they don't care who you beat when you beat them, just as long as you win. This is not the end record. That's the only thing. That's what I'm preaching all the time. One thing about this team here, they're fun to watch, because even without Ja being there, you got Huff with the we call it the Huff factor. You know what the Huff factor is, right?
The fact that he just comes off the bench and gets things done, blocks some shots.
John.
Huff and Puff
is a stuff, which is a dunk, a block, which is a snuff, and a tray, the Huff factor.
Oh, I like it.
His backwards dunk. He apologized to Memphis for not getting the backwards dunk yesterday. Carousel Sharon Brown with the Memphis Flyer. You cannot not like Jay Huff, man. He is homegrown Memphis. He's a guy who's been struggling. He's straight blue collar. He only gets 10 minutes, but in his 10 minutes, he's always going to give you double digits. You look at his stat line, 11 minutes, 10 points.
Damn, he is efficient. He always seems to hit a 3, too.
Yes, he hits a 3 and normally get a block and a stuff in every game, and that's a Huff factor.
Jake LaRavia.
Love him. Contract year, baby. He is a free agent after this year. He's playing for them dollars.
And those dollars, are they going to be a part of Memphis?
Went up. just went up because Memphis made a crucial mistake last week. Last Tuesday, they could have opted into his contract for next year for only $9 million. Now, he might get paid $20 million next year.
Oh,
because he's playing just that well.
Wait a second. You're telling me they could have opted had him last year for the bargain basement of a good $9 million?
Ooh.
That's not good. How bad is Edie's his ankle, by the way?
Well, when he was walking on it last night, yesterday, it didn't look overly bad, and he was walking around. He was more worried about his phone than his ankle last night. So I don't think he's going to be in bad shape. I think he's going to be okay. I think he just turned it a little bit because, he's a big bone boy. So, he wasn't walking around moping with a big pack, big ice pack on it.
What do you think about Edie? Right now, I think he's leading the team in field goal percentage.
Off the bench. He's better off the bench for some reason.
Hell, then bring him off every damn time.
Right, because when he starts a game, because he still hasn't learned how to not foul in NBA yet without getting called. So his biggest problem is foul trouble, like Jaren Jackson. So once he learns how to foul, and once the referee knows him and knows him, then he won't pick up a lot of ticky-tack fouls. Since he started coming off the bench, he's not having to sit on the bench because of foul trouble. He's just sitting on the bench now because it's part of his rotation. But them first 6 games when he was starting, he used to get in 2 back-to-back fouls real quick and had to go sit down.
Now
that he's coming off the bench, it's better.
It's a lot better.
And it's number 2.
All right. Now, the most important thing is how long before Ja's back?
We asked Taylor about that yesterday, and he, they gave a vague answer. He's going to be reevaluated today. But I expect Ja back within the next week and a half. And hopefully, we can get Cam Spencer back, too, because we might need him to, to go down to South Haven and do some stuff so he can be ready by the spring. So those 2 guys, then Gigi's still on track to come back next month, too. Because he didn't, so once Gigi gets back, because I would like to see today where no one's out. People just questionable. So we got another 4 weeks of Gigi and probably another week of Ja, maybe.
All right. I like that. That makes me feel good. I'm kind of curious. When's Vince Williams Jr. going to get back into game shape?
I asked him that last night. He, they don't never, like I said, win. But I give, usually about 4 or 5 games into it, he's back into it, and he's at game 2 right now. So by the time they get back to Memphis next week, when they play Portland next week, right before Thanksgiving, he'll be right in shape. He'll be back to peak Vince.
Damn, TD. Terry Davis taking care of business. Talk a little Grizzlies, some little Tigers, a little this, a little that, and everything in between. Got to ask you, though, what do you think about the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul BS?
You know what? That's pretty much what I expected. But the 2 fights that led into that fight was worth that fight taking place. So without the Tyson fight, you don't see the female fight, or you don't see the Romo
I can't
fight.
watch women fight like that, man.
Oh, my God, man. That was a great fight, though, man. That was a great fight. That was a great fight. Because one thing about women, don't get me in trouble, they're not going to pound you. It's not going to be a possible death. They might just get cut up and stuff like that, but you're not going to see them getting, because of the power.
I still
it's
think
almost like watching
so
flyweight
brutal. I'd rather them kiss than punch each other.
Hey, stop in a second. Now, but the fight before that one, the one that ended Ramos, oh, my God. Did you see that fight?
No, I didn't.
Go back and see that fight, because everyone who didn't see, okay, since you don't know what happened, I'm not going to tell you what happened. Go watch that fight.
All right.
I promise you, that was worth the price of admission alone, that fight alone, because both guys kicked each other butt.
Do you think boxing, though, are you worried that boxing after the Tyson-Jake Paul situation, basically, I mean, that was the most bet-on fight in 20 years, which kind of blew my mind when I saw that. I was like, what? Is boxing right now dying?
Boxing is not dying.
It's
boxing
dead?
is in the hands of the wrong people, because there are some great boxers out there. Shakur Stevenson, it's that the promoters of boxing are so greasy that the TV networks and HBO don't want to deal with them, because because when they was on HBO, everyone knew when the pay-per-view fights was going on. But now they just out there in La La Land making money. They still making money because people still go to fight.
I mean, Tyson made a fat little chunk, man. I heard he's got at least $20 million, possibly still owed $5 more million.
20 plus. Yeah, at least a minimum 20 for each one of them, which is not a bad show for, what's 2 times 5?
10.
10 minutes of fight action.
Ooh. The crazy thing for me, though, is did you see how much money Vegas made? I mean, the huge majority of the bets, like a lot of the handle came in on Mike Tyson as a 2-1 underdog. And boy, Vegas cleaned up on something that I felt looked like more MMA. And then also, like, Mike Tyson, the whole lost 25% of his body weight and his blood and almost died in June. That kind of freaks me out, the fact that he was in the damn ring.
Yeah. He shouldn't have been in the ring. That fight shouldn't have been sanctioned. But what it did do is gave boxing another olive branch. Said, look, if you do your stuff right, this is what you can have. But the promoters that be are not going to do it.
TD, I forgot to ask you one very, very important thing. How about them Pittsburgh Steelers?
Hey, man, you know what? What I say every week, we steady Eddie, man. We don't get too high, we don't get too low. That's another game.
Man, that game was huge, man. The 2-point conversion, the defense, the fact that they made Lamar Jackson look normal. Now they're sitting up there at the top of the AFC North at 8-2.
Once in 10 games, he's only beat them once in 10 games.
Are you being serious? He's 1 in 10 versus the Steelers. I didn't know that.
Man, look it up, man.
I will look it up. I wish you would have told me that on Sunday.
Man, you should have asked me.
No, I did have the Steelers of it. Barely. Lamar Jackson looked very normal against that defense.
And whoever he plays next week, he going to light them up like a Christmas tree. Put money on that. I don't care who it is.
Well, I can tell you that they're going to play the Chargers, and the Chargers last night almost let the Bengals come all the way back and win that game last night.
And they should have won that game. If my field goal kicker McPherson had hit one of those field goals, they would have won that game. Yes.
Terrible.
Same way. Too high over the goalpost.
Terrible. Man, Terry, enjoy your week. Thank you for your time. Have fun out in Tempe this week watching Arizona State beat BYU.
Tigers play
Thursday.
This Thursday night in San Francisco, so it's going to be a late game for people. So that's going to be a good one, and hopefully they go better than 1-2 in Maui.
Man, beat UConn on the 25th, and we'll all be dancing, screaming, and running around naked like they did. Did you see the Grey Cup? Do you know what the Grey Cup is?
Man, yeah, of course I know what the Grey Cup is.
Did you see that naked woman run out onto the stage, like stark naked? And the thing that was so impressive, in Canada they held like, you know, I usually see the security guards tackle whoever runs out on the field.
Canada nice, baby.
They were nice to her. They just came up to her, let her run around for a little bit, and then nicely brought her over the side. But she was, I would say, she wasn't bad.
And it was cold up there, too.
Man, I could tell. Terry, man, everybody make sure you read his work at the new Tri-State Defender. Follow at Terry D515 and always listen to him on Monday right here with me, man. Be blessed, my friend.
Be blessed, my friend, and good luck to Ole Miss make the playoffs next week.
Thank you, man. We need it. They got to get a big dub against Florida, and that would be just a crucial step in the right direction. And just don't, whatever you do, Ole Miss, don't get nipped in the Egg Bowl day after Thanksgiving. You would kill almost everybody in Oxford, break everybody's heart. We got so many things to discuss. Do me a favor. Hit me up at the Sissy's Log Cabin text and listener line, 901-360-8255, 901-360-8255. If only 4 get in to the college football playoff out of the SEC, which 4 teams you got? Text me and let me know who you believe. 901-360-8255. That's 901-360-8255. That's the Sissy's Log Cabin text and listener line, because you know life's too short for ordinary jewelry. We're back in 2 shakes. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Log Cabin.
Hi, this is Troy Five Ash, owner of Five Ash Roofing. I have been told that my ads are all business and I should share some of my personality. Okay, I love tongue twisters, like the one about the terrific tasting toast by Taste Tester Toaster, or Big Black Bugs, Bleed Blue Blood, and of course Sally and her seashells. Or of course the ever-present I'm a Mother Pheasant Plucker, I plug Mother Pheasants. Okay, enough of that. If you want an honest, fair, reasonable roofing, siding, or gutter estimate, call 5 Ash Roofing at 367-0050. That's exactly what you'll get. No empty promises, no high-pressure sales tactics, and no fast-talking salesman trying to convince you that today and only today is the best day for you to get a new roof. For the record, the best day to get a new roof is when you're ready for one. 5 Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
5 Ash Roofing is what we do. We're here for you.
Case IH is a proud supporter of the Mississippi Farm Bureau, and thanks to a membership benefits partnership, Mississippi Farm Bureau members receive a discount of up to $500 on every qualifying Case IH tractor and piece of equipment you purchase. This discount may be used with other promotions, rebates, or offers. So join Mid-South Ag Equipment and the Mississippi Farm Bureau and pocket up to $500 in savings. Call Mid-South Ag at 662-890-3141 to get your discount today.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Jason's Deli. When you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises. Just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it. Because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets, vegan and gluten-free options available, convenience, and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com. So whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli is wholesome food and no surprises.
Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, Automatic Gates Construction tailors custom gate solutions for all your residential, commercial, and industrial needs, including repairs, maintenance, and installation. Automatic Gates Construction specializes in designing and installing automatic gates and fencing that seamlessly blends security, functionality, and aesthetic appeal. Elevate the safety and efficiency of your property with a premium gate solution. Automatic Gates Construction at myautomaticgates.com.
This is Original Sports Station. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis.
That is one of those things. When things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It is Monday, baby. Monday. Ooh, we got to get ready for the Texans and the Cowboys tonight. No, it's not going to be the greatest game. It's a state championship in the National Football League for the state of Texas.
Is this county fair night or something?
It's a county fair night. I will say Nico Collins is going to be back tonight for the Texans. That should help out their offense. I don't know if you know this. I trust C.J. Stroud a hell of a lot more than Cooper Rush. And by the way, I don't know if you know this. You know Daniel Jones for the Giants has now been benched for Tommy DeVito. So you know what we're going to be watching on Thanksgiving Day?
Oh, yeah, the DeVito Rush
And
Bowl.
The DeVito and Rush Bowl.
Hey, by then it could be Drew Lock.
Could be.
But they don't want to win, so they're not putting in Lock. Lock was the obvious choice for me, but you go with DeVito. Go for it. Get his little Italian stallion thing going back on that he had, last year? Had a little run or whatnot.
Mm-hmm. I just can't believe how the Giants screwed this one up with Daniel Jones.
Yeah, started with Saquon.
Like, it's realistically, yeah, like you let Saquon go. I don't know if you noticed. You remember the Eagles game on Thursday night? You remember watching Saquon this year? Dude's been balling. Do you remember the reverse? And dude jumps up over another human being backwards in the middle of a spin.
Yeah, the internet had fun with that one.
And you wanted to keep Daniel Jones, who did win one playoff game, and it was beating Minnesota. But again, you go back to that season, two games throughout the entire season. Only 2 did he have more than 1 touchdown pass in, and it was both against the Vikings. And you locked him up for $40 million a year, said goodbye to Saquon Barkley, and basically, I hate to say it, you shot yourself in the face, New York.
But you know what? The one thing I gave them credit for when they did the contract, they didn't go all out. If you notice, most of the guys
They
got
didn't go
contract.
275. Yeah,
They didn't
okay.
go 55, 60 million. They kept him in a realm. You know, they knew that he had limits. So that was the one thing I appreciated about that contract. You know, kind of has Brock Purdy's name, kind of wrote all on it. 35, 40, not 50, 55, but hey.
Damn, Geno Smith got off yesterday, didn't he?
Then he did the night deal.
I
It's
liked it.
like,
Hey, let me just tell you something. I mean, I was
furious.
furious because I had the 49ers. All they had to do was hold on and win the game.
Oh,
But
yeah,
Geno
just hold
Smith, he was perfect on that last drive, and he had 2 rushes and scored a touchdown from about 13 yards out. Like, he stomped on the damn 49ers' face.
Every now and again, Geno will do that.
I mean, Christian McCaffrey don't look the same. Debo's gotten fat, and I don't know what. You know what? Debo's a problem for one thing, and I know that some people are going to disagree, but, you know, it's part of life. Kyle Shanahan, instead of, like, running a normal play, tries too many times with Debo Samuels to do some stupid-ass little wrinkle.
Gadget plays.
Gadget play, take him from wide receiver, line him up in the backfield, have him do a little twisty-loo. Like, I mean, like, dude, how about you do me a favor and be efficient?
We used to be efficient, John. You know what happened?
Oh, God, I forgot
you
you're
just
a
said
49ers fan.
But you just stated we got fat. We got fat, man. Everybody got paid. Everybody's got paid. It's time to retool. The window's not closed, but it's time to retool.
I'll say one thing: the window is closing quickly.
Not really. We got Brock. Still got an offensive line. Defensive line is pretty stout. It's the back end of the defense and your weapons. You know, they're not Avengers anymore.
Well, Brandon Ayuk, you know, him being lost for the season after holding out all year,
He'll be traded.
That killed them.
Yep, he'll be traded.
And the craziest thing of all, though, is do you know who's actually winning the NFC West right now?
Yeah.
It's the Arizona Cardinals.
Yep. Thanks to Aaron Rodgers going there and getting beat last week.
By the way, can I ask you something, man? Like, Aaron Rodgers' situation is done, right? Like, they're not.
It should be.
Like, he's going to retire after this year. I mean, he is owed, what, $25 million next year for the Jets?
But he can't. I think you have one more year because of what happened with the coach. I think the coach's firing was all him. He can't bail on him. He won't bail on him. He can't bail on him. So.
But if you're the Jets, I don't know. I think if I remember
married.
correctly, if they did go ahead and just cut him at the end of the season, it would still save them $9.5 million towards their cap next year. And do you really want to bring back Aaron Rodgers, who has looked, I mean,
I don't even think it's up for discussion.
I don't even know
John.
what to say he looks like.
Yeah, but I don't even think that's up for discussion. They bowed at his
Anthony
feet.
Richardson just outplayed Aaron Rodgers, and we're talking about Anthony Bleep. And now I got to give credit actually to Anthony Richardson. That's the best game he's had as a pro.
It'll be the best game he's had of his career. He's not that good.
But Aaron Rodgers ain't been all that good either.
Correct. But you know they bowed at his
you
feet.
got
though.
Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams. They did everything he wanted. They brought in his buddy. Hey, come on over here, man. Like, yeah, buddy.
Buddy.
Come on, all my buddies. Bosom Buddies. Wasn't that a TV show?
Yeah, bosom buddies.
That was old school, wasn't it? Were they bosom buddies? Like the kind I'm thinking?
I didn't like bosom, but I like perfect strangers.
I don't even know that one either, though.
That was Balky.
I don't remember. I don't remember, but I do remember from this weekend, we saw Taysom Hill go crazy. Did you see that?
Yeah, man. If you had him in fantasy, man, gave you 45 points, man.
Threw it, ran it,
Yes.
caught it, scored, and scored.
He looked like a Travis Hunter.
Bro.
That's what he looked like.
Taysom Hill is one of those players that he's actually a pimp. You can line him up at quarterback, wide receiver, running back, wherever you put the guy, he does get things done. Of course, he can't be a quarterback for real, because he ain't that talented. But damn it, man, you can do a little bit of everything. Tight end, you line that dude up, he does it all.
You know why he's still doing it? Because he got paid, John. If you recall, 2 or 3 years ago, he got that stupid contract.
My man ran the ball only 7 times and had 138 yards and 3 tuts.
He's capable, man. Just doesn't do it every week. Not sure why.
I still feel bad for the Bears. I don't know if you saw this. Caleb Williams looked a lot better. Much better, especially on that final drive, man. Gives him down, moves him all the way down, and then Matt Eberflus. 38 seconds after they run the last play, they bring the clock all the way down. Don't try to get a few more yards.
Could have got closer. There you go.
When my man inside of 40 yards is 70 for 70. Outside of 40 yards, he's still doing pretty good. I think it was, 72%? Problem is, Packers didn't get called for cheating. You can't run over the top of the guy and use him to get leverage. They blocked it. They didn't call it. Bears go down again. And Matt Eberflus, all I can think about is, dude, why didn't the Bears fire him and maybe go after Harbaugh? Or anybody that has a pulse? Matt Eberflus, this is his record. Think about this.
Is it good? Of course
In
not.
games decided by one score, he's 5-17, the worst coach in the National Football League at 22.7%. I mean, dude, Doug Peterson's not any good. He's 32-43. By the way, have the Jags not fired him yet?
Nope, that was the I Quit match yesterday. You recall those wrestling matches where they make you say I quit?
Yeah.
That was I Quit match yesterday.
Jaguars got housed by the Lions. In fact, I don't know if you remember, Jared Goff went from 5 interceptions last week, and they still won the football game, to another second time this year has had a perfect quarterback rating, threw 4 touchdowns, threw for 412 yards yesterday. Lions 9-1, look like the most complete team. They do it on both sides of the line. They have all the weapons. They have the best 1-2 punch at running back. They have the best offensive line. You've got a plethora of wide receivers that you love. I mean, David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, that 1-2 punch is just nasty. Don't forget play action, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams.
Laporta.
Like this team, man, they are stacked, and they play good defense.
Hutchinson is out, man.
I hate to say it, man. I don't know how San Francisco came back and beat them in the playoffs last year.
They're not the same team. I actually want to give them some credit. And I normally don't give Goff credit, but if you think about it, the man's caught a touchdown pass. He's had several perfect games. He's on the heat, like, for lack of a better word, he looks like the MVP. He looks like the MVP. Even though Lamar still leads, if you play this out, it looks like he's going to be MVP.
Lamar?
No, Goff.
Oh.
It looks like that train ain't stopping.
I was going to say Josh Allen. Don't forget about Josh.
No,
4th down and 2 yesterday. He stumbles, bumbles, and goes right down the Chiefs' throat.
Amazing you brought that up. Guess where he has to go? He got to come to Detroit, baby. The Bills play the Lions in Detroit. So they'll solve that on the field. Good.
Do they really?
Absolutely.
How late down the season?
I'll tell you. Yep, hold on.
I didn't even know that they play this year. That's going to be a hell of a game right there. But yeah, Jared Goff, he was absolutely phenomenal. And the Jaguars are quit. Sal Khan needs to just be like, dude, why did I buy the Jags?
December 15th.
Ooh.
Bills and Lions.
Nice.
That's going to be awesome. That should have been a Christmas game there, man.
And then Tua, by the way, looked pretty good yesterday. But he always looks good when they play the Raiders. Tyreek Hill got off. Boy, Brock Bowers and Ladd McConkey, 2 people for Georgia. That's another reason the Tennessee Vols game hurt so much more than – like, it hurt Saturday night. But then on Sunday, realizing that the best wide receiver for the Chargers last night was Ladd McConkey and the best wide receiver for the Raiders was Brock Bowers, and they both went completely off. And the fact that they weren't there and Bell got injured last week in the Georgia game, and they still found – dude, they just kept throwing the damn thing to Delp. That loss is that one's painful.
Especially after the start. I was afraid that this was going to get ugly fast.
Yeah, and in the Ravens game, Lamar Jackson, you talk about it, he just can't beat the Steelers, can he? Just can't. I don't know how it is. Mike Tomlin, just like Andy Reid, is a better coach than your coach, and somehow he just has a feel for the game. Knows when to go for it, knows when to punt, knows what unit's doing what.
Best coach at the podium, hands down.
He's by far the best at the podium.
At the podium, hands down.
He's a trip.
Did you see him pregame? That's what I want my coach to do. Go to midfield and tell the other coach, we ain't scared. We ain't scared. Like, gotta like, Terry D, I want your coach.
Man, everybody wants to talk. Man, I mean, come on, man. Shanahan, you were happy with him for a while until now.
Shanahan's fine, man. I mean, you're right.
Now you're just like, man, what's wrong with Shanahan?
Yeah, just what's wrong with him. Yeah, you're right.
And then again, I still don't know what. Remember what I don't know if you remember Friday. I told everybody to back the Brinks truck up. I took them. Still had a terrible weekend because I lost everything else. Wish I just would have pounded the Broncos. Did I not remember Broncos -2? I told you lock it up, borrow money from your family and your friends. Denver.
Broncos did their thing.
Oh yeah, I
It
know.
was the Falcons that screwed me over.
Oh, did you take the Falcons?
Took the two.
I said everybody take the Broncos for everything because Bo Nix, like I thought Sean Payton had lost his mind. Like I really did. I'm like, dude, Sean Payton is going to get rid of Russell Wilson, who's been to 2 Super Bowls, won one of them.
Take the $20+ million cap hit.
Hit that money. Like take the hit. And he's going to go out there, and they don't even have the pick in the first round until the 12th pick. Michael Penix Jr. and Jaden Daniels, and of course,
Caleb. Everybody's gone.
Everybody's gone. Like everybody and their grandmother's gone.
Drake May. Everybody's gone.
Everybody. And then Bo Nix, they pick him up, and I always thought to myself, he's like, very average size, bigger than me. I'm seeing like 6'2" when you think of quarterbacks, like that 6'4" strapping big dude. He's like 6'2", but he's athletic as hell. And one thing that concerned me in college was sometimes his accuracy on basically the easy play. Well, I'll tell you one thing, he's accurate.
He got better at Oregon with his accuracy.
He got much better at Oregon, and he's still getting better under Sean Payton right now. He's absolutely crazy. He completed 84.9% of his passes this weekend, 307 yards, 4 tutties, no turnovers.
Where's he at on your Rookie of the Year? If Jaden's one, I believe Jaden's
I think he's number 2.
He's 2?
Yeah. I mean, heck yeah. I mean, you got to forget, like, over in the AFC right now, playoffs are tight. And guess right now who's still sitting right there at number 7, holding on to a spot in the playoffs? That'd be your Denver Broncos. Kansas City, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Houston, Chargers, Baltimore, and the Denver Broncos. And it's crazy, crazy, crazy. Because I sure didn't have those teams as the best teams in the National Football League over in the American League.
Hey, you know that saying is going to get better before it gets worse?
Mm-hmm.
So what's going to happen to the Broncos? So their next 3 games against the Raiders, Browns, and Colts. That's that gets better before it gets worse. But then they have to finish up with the Chargers, Bengals, and the Chiefs. So they better, if they want to lock in with, kind of where you're going, the wild card deal, they better win 2 of the 3 of these next games.
Oh, I think
they could possibly lose 2 of the last 3.
I think they will. Crazy also thing is if you look at the NFC, like if you look at the AFC, who's the best team in the AFC? Can you distinguish
Bills.
between Pittsburgh,
Bills,
Buffalo, and Kansas City? Like
Bills.
all 3 of them are right there. You say Bills.
Bills. Can you pay my bills? Yep, Bills.
In the NFC, like it's
Lions.
Detroit and the Eagles.
I say Lions head over.
Oh, Lions, I'm saying are 1, but the Eagles are 2. And then the third team right now, you know who it is? It's the Arizona bleeping Cardinals, Minnesota Vikings, Atlanta Falcons, Packers, Commanders.
Happened to Minnesota. Everybody's off that train or something.
Man, You on the train still?
No, I never was on the Vikings. I always thought that, I don't know, that was kind of fluky-ish. That first, 6-7 games, 7-0?
I mean, they started off 5-0, and they beat the Giants, the 49ers, Texans, Packers, and the Jets. Then they lost to the Lions and the Rams. Then the last 3 games, they beat the Colts. So,
With
the
Jacksonville,
Jaguars,
right?
they
Yep.
only beat the Jags by, I think, a touchdown. And then they beat the brakes off the Titans. Or they didn't even beat the Titans as bad as they should have. So, no, like, I mean, I like Kevin. He's a good coach. O'Connell don't play, but are we believing in Sam Darnold?
No, of course not.
I mean, he's played a lot better, but he still has 10 turnovers on the season.
Good. He's
to 19 touchdowns.
He's Elvis Gerbach. No, we're not.
Ooh.
We're not.
Former Michigan quarterback Elvis Gerbach.
Yeah, he's Elvis Gerbach. We're not doing this with him.
Vikings don't have that impressive record.
Well, they're 8-2. It's just who
No,
they
I mean, like, that's
like
what I'm
who
saying.
they beat.
Who
Okay,
have they
gotcha.
beat?
Okay.
What I'm saying is, it's kind of like Indiana. They're 10-0, but have they played
Oh,
anybody?
Yeah. Someone compared Indiana's schedule to, I believe, Army, and they were like, "What's the difference?" Nothing. But Indiana's in the playoffs, and Army's not.
Does Indiana do they get beat up bad? Because they're in Columbus. They're going to dot that I. And then I think Ohio State comes out there, and Will Howard and Quinshot Judkins and Smith. I think they all get off all over. I mean, I like Indiana and their cute little story.
Cute. See, there you go. Good job. It's cute. They
It's a
hadn't
cute
been there
little
before. It's
story.
cute. Yeah, there you go.
They beat FIU, Western Illinois, UCLA, Charlotte, Maryland, Northwestern, Nebraska, Washington, Michigan State, and then they only beat Michigan by 5.
Yeah, the stage is going to be too big. Yeah.
Dang. That is a soft schedule. Now, if they beat Ohio State, I mean, nobody can argue.
Of course not.
But at home, and do you know what the line is, by the way?
I'm going to take a gauge, 10?
12.5.
12, okay. That's about right.
12.5, Ohio State's favored over them.
And they'll win by 24, so give it.
Ole Miss is only a 10-point favorite over Florida down in Gainesville.
Nope. Give it.
Lay it.
I learned my lesson when they went to, was that LSU? Did that thing?
The other one that's shocking to me is that Colorado's only a 2.5-point favorite over Kansas.
That's because they don't believe yet, as Coach Prime would say. They don't believe.
Now, Kansas did have a nice win over BYU this weekend, and they beat Iowa State the week before. Man. Kansas.
No, I'm sorry. That was
Colorado.
Arkansas, man. My bad. That wasn't LSU. Ole Miss got off on. That was Arkansas when they went in there. And
Oh, yeah, they got Ole Miss LSU game still, like, haunts me. LSU had no business being in that game and being able to come back and steal that one late. No business.
Death Valley Saturday nights, man.
Yeah, I know.
But then Alabama debunks that.
Happen.
Alabama totally debunks that a few weeks later. They go in there and just murder LSU on a Saturday night. So who knows?
By the way, did Kansas City finally losing their first football game take a lot of luster off what they've done, or?
Nope. I think it shined a bright light on. They've been lucky as hell all year, man.
Lucky or good?
Lucky, man. Are you drinking the KFC
I don't
Kool-Aid?
know. They got 2 chips back to back. They could be the first team since the Green Bay Packers.
You know how they got them? Because I gave them to them, John.
49ers did.
They are who we thought they were, John. I let them off the hook. Ugh.
Kansas City's got a very soft schedule going down the stretch, though. Like, they play the Panthers this weekend, the Raiders, Chargers, Browns, Texans, Steelers, and Broncos. That Steelers game is going to be legit. The Broncos game will be legit as well. And what can you say about Harbaugh? My man just keeps winning, doesn't he? Last night I thought what is going on with the Bengals? How come they can't win a close game this year? Did you see Jamar Chase after the game? Don't ask me, ask the coaches.
Yeah.
I just play football.
I was waiting on you to get to that. You know why all this happened? It's because McPherson watched that Super Bowl halftime. You remember when he watched that Super Bowl halftime? It's coming back to finally bite him now.
I still can't believe he missed those 2 field goals.
That's why you don't watch the Super Bowl halftime. You get your butt in the locker room. That's why it's coming back to haunt him.
Do your business.
Justin Tucker's becoming human too, man.
He missed.
Speaking of
2
quick kickers,
yesterday.
yeah, he has the most misses in the league right now.
Well, I don't know if you know that he's been kicking forever.
I know, but he and McPherson and Buckner from KFC, yeah.
How old is Justin Tucker, you think, these days?
Before I look, I'm going to gauge and say 37. Hold up.
37, you're thinking?
I'm going to guess it, yeah.
I'm going to say 35.
34.
Oh, man. That isn't all that old. 34, you should be able to kick these daggum things.
What was it? Morton used to kick till he was like, what, 45? Something like that.
Yeah, Tucker, by the way, those missed field goals, man, really came back to bite the Ravens, didn't it?
Yeah, man, he was immortal at one point. Justin Tucker's human, man.
Well, we got to take a quick time out. It is a Monday. We got Hardwood stories on the other side, some crazy things from the weekend. Do want to remind you, you want to look good. When you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you play good. You do everything good. Frontier Western Store can make you and anyone in your family look absolutely wonderful. They got a children's department. They got a ladies' boutique, a men's section, the largest boot showroom in the world, Frontier Western Store. And if you can't make it to Olive Branch, just go online to frontierwesternstore.com. They ship their order out within 24 hours, so your order arrives quickly. And plus, any order over $75 or more is shipped absolutely free. Frontier Western Store and frontierwesternstore.com. We're back in 2 shakes. We got Hardwood on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hey everybody, it's the thankful month and All-Star Chevy here in Olive Branch has red tags on everything. New 24s and 25s. Gotta love these new affordable Equinoxes for $25. Red tags, 0% financing, a ton of cash for you. Red tags on Silverados, the new 24s with 1.9 plus $3,750 in cash. New Colorado trucks, financing down to 1.9 and not one payment until February. Hey, your good credit deserves it. If you're law enforcement, first responder, healthcare, military, education, recent grad, you get an extra $500 bonus. All-Star has pre-owns that you want. Jeep and SUVs, Toyota, Nissan, Suburbans, Tahoes, and tons of pre-owned Silverados. If you have any vehicle you want to sell, bring it here to All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch and get the most money for it today. Drew and everyone at All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch wishes you and your family a very happy Thanksgiving. Together, let's drive. AllStarAutoGroup.com.
What a great time of year. Football, basketball, baseball, golf, and home sales. Home sales? This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Mark's Penn Swerve Realtors. And why did I throw in home sales at this time of year? Because I have sold homes on the day before Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, and New Year's Day. Whether it's someone transferring in through a relocation network or someone just starting their home search, homes sell all year long, just like my golf game being bad, all year long. I may be called Mr. Three-Putt, but at least I'm consistent. If you or someone you know is thinking of selling, make sure and talk to 2 to 3 real estate brokers, but make sure I'm one of them. Find out how my highly successful strategic marketing program can get the winning score you need. Call me and find out why people often say when you want the job done, call Shell Done. 483-0546 or MemphisRelocate.com. Go for that goal and call me. Shell Dunn at 483-0546 or MemphisRelocate.com.
A new era of chicken is here to stay, and it's not your parents' poultry. The Cantina chicken menu from Taco Bell is slow roasted and perfectly seasoned. Take it tacoed up in a crispy white corn tortilla with cheese inside and out, or wrapped in a burrito with fresh purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. However you like it, you'll never chicken the same way again. Get yours today at your nearest Taco Bell and join rewards to earn free food. Available at participating stores. Rewards points are earned on qualifying purchases. All items while supplies last. Subject to terms.
Family Leisure needs your help. Family Leisure has inventory they've got to move because you know what season is coming up. So why wait? You can complete your ultimate game room with a new pool table, a new shuffleboard, new arcade games, or just get all of them. Tons and tons of theater seating, overstocked and priced to move. 'Tis the season for fire pits, and all fire pits at Family Leisure are 20
Say no more. Spas are in stock and they're ready for delivery and up to $1,500 off. These are just a few of the deals happening right now for a very limited time. So come on, check out their gigantic showroom. You never know what kind of deal you're going to find at Family Leisure, Witten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
Hi, this is Lauren Choate, Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, Plumbing, and Generators. Right now, we're offering our Choate's Comfort and Safety Special. For a limited time, when you purchase a $99 tune-up, or if Choate's performs a repair, you'll receive a free 1-year standard fan plan membership at $400 value. Keep your home safe, comfortable, and running smoothly all year long with 2 maintenance visits, priority service, and discounts on future repairs. And for our existing loyal fan plan members, we have something special just for you. Enjoy a $1,000 loyalty coupon toward any new generator, tankless water heater, or HVAC system. It's our way of saying thank you for trusting us with your home. Add value, add comfort, and add safety to your home with Choates. Call us today at 347-8086 or visit ChoatesHVAC.com. Choates, let our family serve your family.
4.9 liter V8, 0 to 60, and I'm about to find out.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am your buddy Johnny Radio. That was Iron Mike back in the day when he was Iron.
When he was Iron?
Now he's...
Don't say it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
He's just an old dude. He's just an old dude.
Good. I thought you were going to call him like Cottonelle or Tissue or something.
He ain't.
Mike.
He's just, you know, that was painful to see Mike lose to that man, Jake Paul.
Full disclosure, I couldn't watch it all.
It wasn't, because it wasn't a good fight.
Yeah, so I got home and, you know, it had already started, you know, my work schedule, yada, yada, yada. It may have been in maybe the third round when I got there. So I wanted to see it from the beginning, you know, the walkout, the entries, yada, yada, yada. First round, okay, I'm all right. Second round, okay. The beginning of the third round, I said, he's about to knock Mike out and I don't want to see Mike fall. So fast forward it and I get to maybe the 7th, 8th round and Mike is still up. So I never watched, I guess, rounds 3 through 6. I didn't see any of that. I was afraid he was going to demolish Mike.
It wasn't. It wasn't what we expected. And then also people were pissed at Netflix because it was slow streaming. Everything was kind of a little bit off. But anyway, we talked about that plenty today. I need to tell you we're about to do a little hardwood because it feels so good. But I want to remind you about locally owned and operated for over 40 years. It's my peeps at Automatic Gates Construction. They tailor custom gate solutions for all your residential, commercial, and industrial needs, including repairs, maintenance, and installation. Automatic Gates Construction specializes in designing and installing automatic functionality, aesthetic appeal, all the good stuff. They blend in the security. It's seamless. It's awesome. Elevate the safety and efficiency of your property with a premium gate solution. Automatic Gates Constructions. Just go to myautomaticgates.com. Let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
Well. So, you know, I've been kind of on Tom Brady because he's been annoying me. I just don't think he's Greg Olsen, and I don't think he's been great at his job.
I think he's awesome, man. You're hard old Tom.
He's terrible. Like, he is terrible. And this week, did you see what Fox did? They put a hologram of him in the studio. Did you see that?
That's what happens when you win 7 Super Bowls, John.
Dude, you got Kurt Menefee, Michael Strahan, and Rob Gronkowski in studio, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a hologram of Tom Brady comes in, and he's like talking and and interacting, and hologram Tom Brady's worse than damn Tom Brady. Like, you remember, I know I think it's a Star Wars movie where Princess Leia like wrote R2-D2 or something, and then they played a picture of her, and she's like, "You're my only hope," or something like that. I do remember, though, Princess Leia, I believe it was her that was chained up to Jabba the Hutt. She looked good back then. I don't think she's alive anymore, is she?
I don't believe so. I can take a look.
I think her name is Carrie Fisher. Not relating to Rob Fisher. But yeah, man, no, not good with the, I don't need a hologram. Like, why can't you just talk to him like a normal person? Put him on TV.
John, you bat 1,000 when you kill people. I'm glad you hadn't killed anybody that's actually alive. So she's been dead since 2016.
Damn.
I'm just glad she's not alive because every time you say you think someone's dead, they're actually dead.
I'm doing good at this.
Yeah, I've been keeping record. I'm like, don't kill anybody that's alive.
Don't be killing anybody that's alive, but man, I'm taking care of the business. Hey, R.I.P., girl. R.I.P. Oh, okay. So this is just crazy. I didn't even know that the Super Bowl in Canada was going on. And I wouldn't have known it was going on until on the X yesterday, I started seeing a video of a naked woman, brunette, running around a football field. And I'm like, what is this? And it was basically a woman jumped on the field during the Grey Cup, which is the Super Bowl in Canada. And I'm not talking about, like, she didn't flash. She didn't show a little booty. She was full on buck naked. Naked. Not naked. Naked. Buck naked.
She's a naked joint?
111th Grey Cup, and she goes full nudie. Now, there was some famous people there. Prince Harry, do you know who that is? The annoying guy that married Meghan Markle?
Oh, yeah.
And then he gave up his Prince Albert or something to stay with her or something, and now he doesn't, like, go back and hang out with the fam.
I put the sword on him. Like, yeah.
And then, you know who this is? Do you know who the Jonas Brothers are?
Yeah, one of them was at the fight. I mean, I don't know their name.
Damn,
like,
they were at the fight and then they went to the Grey Cup?
Yeah, then like three of them, one of them was at least one of them was at the fight.
Well, the Argonauts won the football game. They won in big time, 41-24. They beat the Blue Bombers. Not the Blue Blockers, Blue Bombers.
I'm just glad you said Blue Blockers.
But, man, the winner has got to be just she did have you know what? She had shoes on. But you got to have kicks if you're going to be running down on the field, right?
Yeah, not necessarily. You know, some of them have gotten no socks and shoes before. I like their approach, though. They didn't mace her, anything like that.
No, they handled it very well. Like, they were like, yo, come here, sweetheart. It's cool. I'm just going to, like, try to get your number.
But in the U.S., they would hog tie her and all that other good stuff.
Oh, yeah, she would have been tackled.
Felt up.
Definitely.
Felt up, then arrested. How about that?
Do you know Kristen Cavallari? I talk about her kind of a lot.
Yeah, that's my man, bike riding Cutler's ex.
Yeah, Jay Cutler, who, of course, again, I think ever since they've gotten divorced, his life has completely spiraled out of control.
DUI Cutler.
Yeah, doing all kinds of stuff. Well, remember when I told you, like, just a few months back that if you sleep with Kristen Cavallari, she's going to go on a podcast and tell everybody how that man is 10 times better in bed than Jay Cutler. And again, that's the reason I think my man is just so depressed. Could you imagine every time you turn around, your ex-wife is on another podcast saying that you're terrible in bed?
Got to get off the internet, then.
Like, dude, he's got a pouty face already.
He does.
You know? But now, she did another thing. She was trending yesterday. She said, she slept with Jason Statham. Do you know who that is?
Oh, yeah, that's my Crank man. Fast and the Furious guy.
Like Crank?
Yeah, he has a movie called Crank. I love Statham, though.
He's a pimp.
All his movies are good.
Yeah, but again, my whole thing is there a person that she slept with that she has not gone on a podcast and told everybody about it?
Probably Tyrese Halliburton.
Oh, my gosh. No, she would definitely brag about that one.
I think he would.
I just feel bad for Jay Cutler because, again,
you're babysitting him, Joe. He has to grow up. Stop listening to the internet.
It's just, that's got to be rough.
if you listen to it, remove yourself.
Well, let me just tell you something. What about your friends who are definitely watching all this stuff because you also post a bunch of hot shots and still a good-looking woman, and you couldn't help yourself? Like you go over to his house and you start sitting there and you're like, hey, the itsy bitsy spider, like talking about him all itsy bitsy all the time.
It seems like you would walk in Cutler's house, he'd have a robe on, beer cans all on the floor. There's the John Harden beard going on. He's just not, man. Yeah.
By the way, did you know, other than Mike Tyson, there was a UFC event this week?
Yeah.
Did you know John Jones came out of retirement and won yet again?
Yeah, but he beat a guy that was on the shelf for a while, so. And he made him retire, so. After the John Bones Jones beat him, he retired, so.
Dude, the crowd looked better than the one for the Jake Paul fight.
Oh, no, it wasn't. Now, you got to think that was Jerry's World, man.
Yeah, I'm talking about, what I mean is the famous faces.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there was pretty much everybody. And I didn't know that John Jones was a huge Donald Trump fan, did you?
No, but he
gave him his belt. And Jones did the dance. That is a terrible dance, by the way, that everybody in the National Football League and all over the country are doing. Is that the YMCA dance thing?
Dude, I don't know. But when you're in that tax bracket,
That's a good point. Very good
Trump
point.
benefits quite a few people that are in that tax bracket, man.
I just can't believe how badass John Bones Jones is. He's 47 years old and still kicking people's teeth in. He also said that he's going to fight again.
There you go. Yep. He said in his post-match, I almost said post-game, that he was going to get with Dana White and Uncle. He called him Uncle. He was like getting with Uncle Dana White. And we're going to see about the negotiations or whatnot. So there's an upcoming contract negotiation, sounds like.
Crazy. By the way, also UFC went down this weekend, and I told you about the Jake Paul. The one thing I was still shocked at, 65 million people watched that bad boy on Netflix.
Largest, I think, moneymaker boxing event outside of Las Vegas.
Really?
Yep, Jake Paul and Michael Tyson.
Golly, boxing is dead.
Would you watch Paul Canelo? Because that's pretty much next.
Paul and Canelo Alvarez?
Uh-huh.
So he's going to fight another old washed-up dude?
Now, the thing about it is, Canelo's not as washed up. Is old. I'm going to say old. He's not as old as Mike, obviously. He's an actual true champion, just like Mike was. I think Canelo takes him because he was battling an old man. He needs to battle some youth. If he's going to really do it and earn the John Harden badge of respect and honor, he got to fight someone, man. Can't fight Biden. Isn't that what Jay Crane said? The Biden...
Joe Biden.
Yeah, the Biden Jake Paul fight would be awesome. He can't do that, man. Canelo's legit for him. If he beats Canelo, then you have to go into the realm.
I can see him fighting Conor McGregor.
But see, Conor, I would put Conor more in the Mike boat, man. That's a money grab. It feels like it. Canelo would kick his
Everything
ass.
Jake Paul does is a money grab.
Correct, man. It's getting...
And he's grabbing a hell of a lot of money.
And I don't know where I've been. I saw his girlfriend for the first time. He is out kicking.
Bro.
He is out kicking his coverage.
He's not. He's loaded. Loaded.
And she look like she's not going anywhere.
Remember, she had, which NFL player was sliding into her DMs last week? Damn.
Oh, let me check that out.
Hold on. I talked about this last week, and I cannot remember. But I know for a fact somebody was like an NFL player was sliding in their DMs trying to get a little love. You know what I'm saying? Golly, dude, I still can't believe Jake Paul beat Mike Tyson. That just has my whole head messed up.
Preface it. Say 58-year-old Mike Tyson.
Make it sound Mike Tyson. I mean, 58-year-old Mike Tyson, by the way, also showed his bum. Speaking of the girl at the Grey Cup, got naked. Did you see that?
No, but I heard about it. I didn't see that portion.
That was a little interesting. My man was doing a little interview after the fight, and next thing you know, Mike Tyson walks away, and all you see is his bare butt.
John, I 100% think you knew who Jake Paul was. I mean, who was in his girlfriend's DM. You just made me look that up.
Was it
Debo? It was my man.
Debo.
It was my man, Debo.
It was Debo. Man, no wonder, man, Debo's too worried about, by the way, Debo, Jake Paul, they get in a fight. Who you got?
Debo is stout as hell. I'm taking Debo. You see how thick he is. You even said he's gotten fat. He's getting bigger, man.
He is getting bigger.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just getting big for no reason.
You know, we talked about the AP polls that have come out today in college football. Did you know that the men's AP poll has also come out in basketball?
Uh-oh, what you got?
Man, you remember Kentucky? They go out there and get a Pope to coach their team.
I've been surprised by them. They beat Duke already, man.
Dude, they're up to number 9 in the country. Duke fell all the way to 12 after being number 1.
As they should have. Kentucky shouldn't have been in the ballpark with them, so to speak, and they hung with them. I mean, they had the Cooper flags. They had the big center. I mean, Duke's team looks like an all-NBA team. Like, I was thoroughly impressed with the size, but that's that.
That second half for Kentucky was ridiculous. And
Oh,
I'm just kind of crazy. Like, Mark Pope, John only got 1 championship, but he amassed more talent than anybody and their grandmother.
Correct.
I mean, think about, to only get 1 championship and the amount of talent that he amassed. Did you pay any attention to the NBA this weekend?
Yes, sir.
When you watch the NBA and you just look around, I don't know if you notice.
Littered
with John boys. John Calipari's dudes. All over the place.
De'Aaron Fox hitting 60.
Dude, you had Karl Anthony Towns lead the Knicks with 25 and 15. P.J. Washington led the Mavs with 27 and 17. SGA led the Thunder with 36 and 8 assists. D. Book led the Suns 44, 2 and 6. Julius Randle led the T-Wolves with 35, 4 and 7. Tyler Hero led the Heat with 28, 4 and 4. All those dudes in the NBA.
AD dropped 40 on the Grizzlies.
Oh, 8, man. You know what? I forgot about
Had
the
to
brow.
slide that in.
Had to slide that. I always forget about the brow. Even though he's the one who got him a championship. But all those dudes, all of them, played for John. And they only got 1 championship. Now, I will say he amassed more talented than anybody since maybe Dean Smith.
But that's what he was selling them on. Let me get you to the league and get you paid.
Yeah, but when you're Kentucky and you're paying him to coach your team, you want a little more championship.
Correct.
The thing is, and I know it's so early, only a 3-game season, but Mark Pope feels like he's got something going on in Kentucky. And I thought Kentucky fans were going to miss John.
I thought so, too. Big time.
But Kentucky all the way up at number 9. By the way, if you want to hear the top 10, Kansas 1, UConn 2, Zags are 3rd in the country, Auburn 4th, Iowa State is 5th, Purdue 6th, Houston 2-1 on the season. The Cougars, they lost to Auburn. They're sitting at 7th. Alabama is 8th, Kentucky 9th, North Carolina 10, Tennessee 11, and Dookie is 12. No Memphis Tigers. They're not in there.
Regionally, you got Arkansas there. There's Cal at 20.
There's Cal, but they're 2-1. I couldn't believe that they were all the way up there.
Memphis, your Memphis Tigers only got 6 votes, so we got a ways to go before we crack that top 25. Mississippi State is actually in front of us.
Damn.
Yeah.
Arkansas lost earlier in the season to Baylor. I was actually 2-1, surprised that they were actually all the way up there. But that's all we got today for a little bit of wood. Now, who are we going to bet? Texans, Cowboys, total. I got a prop, I got a total, and I got a side. On the other side, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Fall is football at the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland, Town Square. Monday through Friday, it's happy hour from 3 to 6 with $1 off all draft meals, $5 off well drinks, $4.50 for house wine, and half off pretzel bites, mozzarella sticks, queso, corn dogs, and pickles. Enjoy Friday night lights from 7 to closing. Dine in and buy 12 wings, get 5 regular wings for free. Come watch college football and every pro game on the weekends. All at the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland, Town Square. Highway 70, fall is football.
ABC Wednesday.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, and great news.
Good news. Your coworker Kyle said bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive could save you money. Bad news. While saying this, Kyle was eating your clearly labeled lunch. Dumb news. Pizza near work costs $7 a slice, and it tastes like drywall covered in ketchup. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and enjoy more lunches far away from Kyle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Hi, this is Lauren Choate, Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, Plumbing, and Generators. Right now, we're offering our Choate's Comfort and Safety Special. For a limited time, when you purchase a $99 tune-up, or if Choate's performs a repair, you'll receive a free 1-year standard fan plan membership at $400 value. Keep your home safe, comfortable, and running smoothly all year long with 2 maintenance visits, priority service, and discounts on future repairs. And for our existing loyal fan plan members, we have something special just for you. Enjoy a $1,000 loyalty coupon toward any new generator, tankless water heater, or HVAC system. It's our way of saying thank you for trusting us with your home. Add value, add comfort, and add safety to your home with Choates. Call us today at 347-8086 or visit ChoatesHVAC.com. Choates, let our family serve your family.
You know our trusted partner TireRack.com for their fast, free shipping, free road hazard protection, convenient installation options, and their great selection of best tires, like the highly consumer-rated Michelin Cross Climate 2. But did you know they sell other automotive products? Wheels, brakes, suspension, just to name a few. Go to TireRack.com/Colin. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Happy Monday, man. You made through most of it. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. We are almost there. We got some serious NFL action again. Texans at the Cowboys. Line is Texans -7. I don't see, any way that Dallas and Cooper Rush are going to go out there and cause any problems. The one thing I can tell you, the Texans' offensive line has given up 12 sacks over the last 2 weeks. Problem is Dallas's defensive front, their sack rate has dropped dramatically, earning them only 9 in their last 4 games. Now, Micah Parsons is going to be back. He could bring a little added pressure. But, really, I don't know. It feels like Micah can't stand anybody that's, that works or plays or coaches for the Cowboys. He's more worried about his podcast than collecting checks and cashing, and winning.
Correct.
And I do know that the Texans are banged up. But, they get Nico back.
Cooper Rush 5-1, man. Last week was his first loss. So, for what that's worth.
Well, here comes his second one.
Here comes his second.
And I also like under 42. I really do. I can see this game being low scoring, kind of grinded out.
I can see Houston with a defensive touchdown today.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, Cooper Rush is going to throw you one.
Pick 6 action? Oh, that would be nasty. Come back with
running back
ridiculous.
Strip fumble, scoop and score.
Kind of like that. Yeah, I love under 42. I love the Texans -7. I like Joe Mixon anytime touchdown. Thank you to Jake Crane who joined us earlier. Also thanks to Terry Davis who joined us earlier, talk Tigers and Grizz. For Darian Newsom, I'm John Harden. Get out there, make the world a better place. We're going to see you on the flip side. Peace.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner